Now we go over to menstruation. What is menstruation? Now, children, the last chapter, when I had taught you about reproduction, I had told you that in the female body, the ovaries are the female reproductive glands. The ovaries are joined, or they are having a duct called the oviduct. The two oviducts, or a pair of oviducts on the two sides, they come down and they form a bag-like structure called the uterus. Now, this uterus, which is a home for the growing embryo, prepares itself every month to receive the fertilized or to receive the embryo. But when fertilization does not occur, another important process called menstruation occurs in the female body. In a female body, the ovary produces one egg every month. And I told you, the uterus prepares to receive the fertilized egg. Its wall becomes thick, is covered with blood vessels. But if fertilization does not take place, the uterine wall breaks and comes out of the vagina as blood and mucus. And this cycle takes place once every month and is called menstruation. And the beginning of the menstrual cycle is called menarche. And when menstrual cycle stops by the age of 45 to 50, that period is called menopause. Now we go over to sex determination in humans. How is the sex of a child determined? Now, human beings have got 23 pairs of chromosomes. That means 46 chromosomes in the nucleus of the cell. Out of this, 22 pairs are normal chromosomes, but one pair, that means two chromosomes, are called sex chromosomes. There are two types of sex chromosomes, X chromosome and Y chromosome. The female has two X chromosomes and the male has one X and one Y chromosome. The sperms and the eggs have one set of X chromosome. Some sperms have X chromosome and some have Y chromosome. All eggs have X chromosome. If the sperm having an X chromosome fuses with an egg having X chromosome, the child will be a girl. And if the sperm having Y chromosome fuses with an egg having X chromosome, the child will be a boy. So sex determination is a very important thing or important process, and the sex of the child depends upon the father, because it is a father that is donating X chromosome or Y chromosome for the zygote. Now we go over to the endocrine glands and their functions. I told you endocrine glands are specialized glands that produce chemical substances. What are these chemical substances called? They are called hormones. What do these hormones do? They control different functions in our body. There are many endocrine glands, but the main endocrine glands in our body are the pituitary gland, which I told you is called the master gland, thyroid gland, adrenal gland, pancreas, testes, and the ovary. The pituitary gland controls the growth and production of hormones by testes and ovary. Thyroid gland produces a hormone called thyroxine, and its deficiency causes goiter. Goiter is a disease during which your throat area and all starts swelling. That's called goiter. That is a deficiency disorder of the thyroid gland. Adrenal gland produces a hormone called adrenaline, which helps the body to adjust to stress when we are angry or worried. So adrenal gland is a very important gland that produces adrenaline. Pancreas produces insulin. Its deficiency causes diabetes, about which you all might be quite familiar about. Testis is a male gland which produces testosterone, which controls production of sperms and secondary sexual characters in the male body. And ovary produces estrogen, which controls the production of eggs and the secondary sexual characters in the female body. So this is the list of endocrine glands and their functions. You have to learn the names of the glands along with the hormones they secrete. And so also their functions are very, very important. Now we go over to reproductive health. Now to keep your body healthy, everyone should have a balanced diet, personal hygiene, and physical exercise. What do you mean by balanced diet? It's a diet that contains nutrients in the right amount. It should contain cereals, which give you carbohydrates, vegetables, fruits, etc., that give you your vitamins and minerals, pulses, which give you proteins. Milk also gives you protein, nuts, meat, eggs, sugar, jaggery that look after your fat requirement or your protein requirement. So all these have to be taken in the right amount. Only then your diet will become a balanced diet, which is very important for your reproductive health. Personal hygiene. Now we all take a lot of care as far as our personality is concerned. But then hygiene plays a very important role. You should have a bath at least once every day. If cleanliness of the body is not there, there can be some bacterial infections or diseases. Physical exercises include walking, playing outdoor games, and exercises that can keep the body healthy. Now, a very important thing that I want to tell you all, which is quite associated with the teenage age, is drugs. Drugs are addictive. If you take them once, you feel like taking them again and again. They can ruin your health and happiness. And at the same time, AIDS is also a dangerous disease that is caused by virus called HIV. AIDS full form is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, which is caused by the virus called HIV. AIDS spreads from an infected person to a healthy person through various means. You will be learning about all this in detail in 9th standard. But now for just an introduction, let me tell you that AIDS is a disease that is spread through sexual contact, sharing the syringes used for injecting drug. It is also transferred from the mother to a child through her milk. So these are some important methods or modes of transmission of AIDS. So for all these reasons, to prevent all these problems, you can just say no to drugs, lead a moral life, lead a healthy life, and give a lot of importance to your diet and continue with your exercises. And remember that adolescence is just a period in one's life which will get over and which will also determine how healthy you become in your future years. So stay good, stay safe, children, be good, and do your work properly and sincerely. Thank you.